Titan's biting my foot. Hi.
Titan?
No, he's not. He's like trying to like scoop my foot so it scratches his head. Why do you want to do that? It's my foot.
He likes attention.
Yeah.
He gets it from his mom.
Did you know about our subjects?
Hmm?
Did you?
Did you know what we're talking about today?
I miss my cat.
Oh,
Gustafer.
Whoa, can you get out?
The more I whine, the more I like they are.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Titan, get out of here with your scratchy.
Give me a little buddy.
He's like, no, I'm cute.
Must away the cat before talking about cats. Sorry, dude.
Goodbye, Tights.
Say bye, fat cat.
Bye-bye.
Bye, kitty.
Bye, fat cat.
We'll see you soon.
We love you, and so does Egypt. Bye.
Bye-bye now. Hello and welcome. We are the Ladies of Strange. I'm Ashley.
I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Rebecca.
Thank you for joining us each week as we discuss.
The history, mystery, and theory.
Of all things questionable, odd, and eerie.
Okay.
We are a few bottles in.
Only 1
Only-
3/4.
Couple.
Yeah.
Ish. Not even.
We're close
fine.
to 2.
What can I say except you're
You're
welcome?
welcome.
The number of times I hear that song in a day.
You don't hear it most
You just
times.
get-
You
It
get
plays
memes.
in my head every time
It gets
that's
memed
sent to me.
to you.
It does, but it plays in my head along with like Ashley's emotions to them.
Yeah, well, you're welcome.
I thought you would enjoy that. Okay.
I did.
That my motions play in your head.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Rebecca pictures me dancing for her multiple times a day.
Just when you text me, you're welcome,
You're welcome.
which is often.
And thank you.
Shall
Can we full disclosure?
Let's full disclosure.
So we have not winky face emoji recorded this episode already.
My poison isn't forgetting to plug things in.
Yeah, okay, so Rebecca, what's your poison
Forgetting.
at this moment?
Forgetting to plug things in. I have one job and I failed.
You have the most
You have
important
so many
jobs.
jobs.
Oh, the wine is so good.
You have so many
Yeah.
jobs, and you keep it all together.
and
so
I have vodka at home,
So-
but work in the morning.
We're going on, this is episode 6, and
Yep.
we had our first technical flop. I think we're doing pretty good.
I mean, I still feel really stupid,
Well,
but I'll get over it.
you're getting on our level. It's
I
fine.
was gonna say, if I like dwelt on every stupid thing I did, I wouldn't get sleep, and that's why I have insomnia.
You realize that if Tiffany or I were in charge of the audio for this,
It would
we would have
sound
gotten like
like
half an
it.
episode, and it would have been a like recording on a phone and been like, we're bored with this now.
pretty much. Like, we appreciate you so much.
We're getting 1 episode a month if you're lucky, and that's because we don't want to. We have like 75 recorded. We're only going to edit and fix 1 a month.
And that's between the two of us.
Yeah. So you're a rock star, and we love you.
God, do you guys even know what program I used to?
Audacity.
Ah, yay!
Yes. I only know that because my parents' youth pastor also does podcast, and he saw something we posted on Instagram, and he was like, "Audacity rocks!"
Go! Yep. Pretty much everyone I talked to when I was researching what program to use are like, you should use this one because it's free and available.
Ta-da.
And it's awesome. So
It's working out great. I love it.
Other than that, the process, I got nothing.
I mean, there's a lot of wires, and y'all plug into places. Like, I was in charge of cord management.
And you're doing a great job.
It's fantastic.
Let me just push that one out of my way.
All right, do y'all have poisons this week, or?
yes,
We do. Mine, I'm going to go with the same one because I feel like it needs to be said. And
First time for everything.
no, I had, and I'm doing better now because spending time with you guys helps. And like I said before, I'm generally a person that likes to surround myself with positivity and see the positive in things as much as possible. But here lately, and then it really like hit home for me this morning, I've just had like a really hard time with the state of not even like the world. Like, it's really been like driven home for me lately. We always listen to the news when we get up. We just kind of have it on in the background. And this morning I was listening to it kind of half awake, half asleep. And it seems like for the first like 30 minutes, there was not a single positive story on there. Not a single one. And it wasn't just like these small minor stories. It was like, this person got shot. this apartment burned down, man shoots kid's dog. Like, every single one was just negative and hard to hear. It was just one of those days, and it was one of those where it just kind of like weighed on me throughout the entire day, and I had a really hard time seeing the positive in things. And I know we said we're not going to get political and we're not going to talk about it, but I think sometimes it needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a humanity issue and not a political issue, though.
Yeah, it depends on where you stand on things. Some of it can't. And yes, it's been going on far before the current state of our country. I'm not going to say that it's all anybody's fault, because this can't fall on one person.
I'll be the first to state the current state doesn't help.
No.
Mainly because a lot of it is centered around hatred now.
Yes.
And no, I don't care where you're from. I don't care what your beliefs are. I don't care how you feel or what you think. If it's hate-based and you're not putting people first, like, there's no way that can pan out.
No.
Well, it's just not going to work out.
No, and I feel like since Ashley, and I'm the same way, like, it's all about positivity. It's all about putting your best heart out there. Like, we both wear our hearts on our sleeves and then on our pant leg, and then we throw out, like, we sprinkle our heart as we go along, leave a little trail.
Rebecca gets covered in hearts.
Yes. So whenever you finally let the weight of everything hit you, it hits you hard.
Hard, yeah. And I think that plays a lot of it too. Like, yeah, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a very emotional person, and I try to, I don't want to say ignore, because I'm not blind to what's going on in the world right now, but I try to take it in, accept it, see if there's anything I can do to change it or affect it.
And then focus on the good. Rebecca's
Like,
not peeing.
Focus on the good, like the bottle of wine Rebecca just finished off. But
I did that on purpose.
to, I guess, kind of tie that up, like, just, I challenge anybody listening right now, go do something for someone. Doesn't have to be anything big. Doesn't have to be anything major. If you have the funds, buy the person's coffee behind you at Starbucks. Hold the door open for someone. Ask somebody how they're doing. Like,
And actually wait for a response.
yeah, and like open up that conversation. Not, I think as a society we're so like, how are you? Oh, I'm good. Carry on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know, like, open up that conversation with people, because I think mental health might have a lot to do with it. And I think we're kind of going back to that whole, like, oh, I'm bigger, better, stronger than you mentality, and refusing to show our emotions. And you have both ends of the spectrum right now. You have people that are completely passionate and know that they're still good out there and stand up for what they believe in and will fight to death for what they believe in. And then you have the people that just think that everybody's horrible and nobody can do anything right unless they think just like them, and they're going to do something about that, whether it be violence or whatever. And just kind of like what we've based our podcast on, like, listen to somebody else's story, find out why they believe in what they believe in, whether you believe in the same thing at the end of the conversation or you learn something from it or you don't. At least now you know why.
I mean, listen, maybe you'll learn something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just go do something nice for everybody. That's my poison going forward this week. And I challenge all three of us to do something nice for someone that isn't like your spouse or your friends, a stranger. Do something nice for a stranger this week.
So my giving Tiffany a Rice Krispie treat with sprinkles on it yesterday doesn't count.
That was very nice.
It was super nice
and greatly appreciated, I'm sure.
I have to do something else nice?
Do something nice for a stranger this week.
Oh, that's going to be hard for me.
No, it won't.
I don't like people. I'm very much like
No,
a cat.
all right, how about this? I challenge you to do something nice for either a stranger or somebody that you may not have the best feelings for.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily
Oh,
have to be
that
like a
hits
total
home.
stranger, but not somebody like Tiffany or the conductor. Like, don't, you know, like, go
Yeah.
a little bit out of your comfort zone. Do something. And like I said, it doesn't have to be monetary. It doesn't have to be anything like that. But like, reach out to somebody that you wouldn't normally sit down and have a conversation with at lunch. Buy the person behind you in line's coffee at Starbucks tomorrow morning. Like, just do something completely selfish and put a smile on somebody else's faces, and you could completely turn their day around.
I like
You
it.
never know.
Yeah.
Put some positivity back out in the world.
We should do that more often.
Well,
Agreed.
yes,
And
but
by we, I
Absolutely.
mean me. I should do that more often.
I think in theory we all wish we could do it all the time, but it doesn't happen. So
like, I know
that's
for-
your goal for this
I
week.
know for me, I have my people.
Most people do.
And like, if you're one of my people, I will do anything for you. But if you're not one of my people, I might not do the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to do the thing for
Like,
you.
I will go to the ends of the earth for those few people I consider my people, and y'all are now considered my people.
Yay,
Oh,
we're
I'm
a
so
people.
happy.
Some people call it friendship. Other people call it Stockholm syndrome. But yeah, I know like reaching out and just like being open to people outside of my circle is very hard for me.
That's right. You know,
And it doesn't have to be big. Like, it could be as simple as holding the door.
Yes.
So-
And if you have the ability to do something bigger, go for it. But if
Exactly.
not, start small, work your way up.
Exactly. So my poison of the week.
Tiffany's poison.
We're
Of
gonna.
the week.
I like that you're enjoying the whole singing
I've had
thing.
wine.
Excellent. My poison of the week is going to kind of try to lift Ashley up. So yes, there is a lot of dark in the world. There's a lot of negativity.
And then there's Tiffany.
I have my days. I do have my days where I get real dark.
Richard Gene Simmons.
So, anyway, there are things that suck in this world, but then there are things like watching your best friend of 20 years, the godmother of your child, come over to your house early, spend the day with your daughter, and put her to sleep and, you know, talk to her and bathe her and play with her and read her books, and seeing the interaction between you and Adeline and seeing somebody show the amount of love I feel for my child that I didn't think could be replicated anywhere. Seeing that reflected between the two of you means more than I could ever express. And I see things like that, and I'm like, you know what? There is some crappy stuff in this world, but there's also a lot of good. And if I can get Adeline to portray the good in this world and like raise her around people who will lift her up and show her how strong and wonderful she can be, maybe she can put that out there in the world too
She will.
and make the world a better place.
See the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race.
Until then, drink wine.
If you're of age.
Of age, very clearly.
Yes.
Yes.
But
So,
anyway,
there's that.
I love you and I love you, baby girl. And it was definitely needed
Oh,
without getting emotional. So,
Aw.
Rebecca, what are we talking about this week?
We are talking about cats.
Kitty cats?
Yay!
So, yes, kitty cats.
Cat? I'm a
Cat.
kitty cat.
And a dance, 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 and a dance, dance, dance. Oh, I should have done the history of cats on the internet. That'd be way too long. Never mind.
Whoa. Why didn't you touch base on any of that?
Have you seen cats on the internet?
You could have
It does
touched
not
base.
end.
Piano cat, flying, what is
Neon
it?
cat.
Neon?
Neon.
I thought it was non.
Yan, 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 yan.
That's like the Pop-Tart cat.
Why do I know this?
I don't know. Is that the Pop-Tart cat?
Yeah, it is the
Yes.
Pop-Tart cat.
Okay.
With the rainbow.
With the rainbow out of his butt.
Yep.
Oh, it's Tiffany. She's the sprinkle Pop-Tart with the rainbow butt.
Who's also a cat.
And she's also a cat.
I've never been happier.
Okay, so where did we get cats?
So
I got mine from the Humane Society.
we'll get to that. All right, so cats started living beside humans around 10 to 12,000 years ago in the Fertile Crescent. And cats became useful when humans eventually began to settle down and began to till the earth and started creating a surplus of grain stores. With the stores came mice, and with the mice came a job for the cats. Specifically, catching the mice. Like, I knew it as soon as I researched this. Y'all be like, wait, they helped harvest the grain? I'm so confused.
Those are like my cat can't even like get into their litter box some of the times, and there's cats out there that can harvest.
Like, if I gave my cat, like, little cat satchels, they would end up nowhere.
they
I
would be
just
hidden under the
picture-
couch.
Like the horses with the food thing that's strapped to their...
Not
The
how
feed bag.
Yeah,
That's not how they haul food.
No, but I picture a cat with like the food thing just running around and people like throwing bags of grains on top of their back like you
This
do with
isn't
the
a
horses.
lion.
This is not how the feed bag is used.
It's fine. Doesn't mean I'm not picturing it. Back off.
This is okay. We're talking about cats today. Maybe someday we'll cover the 7 horsemen. Which brings us to when I say ancient cats, what do y'all think of?
Cleopatra.
Egypt.
Yay! Y'all were right.
Yay!
We're laughing because it's a rare occurrence.
True.
Unless we mentally prepare and research, we're rarely right. So scientists have found a cat cemetery in Beni Hassan that had a lot of cat mummies. And the reason I say a lot is because different sources said different things. Anywhere from 80,000 to 300,000 cat mummies.
That's a fudge ton of cats.
Mummied cats.
Yeah, mummied cats.
How much sage would you need to mummify that many cats?
Why do you need sage?
Do you not remember the sage episode?
No.
That was like their main ingredient in their embalming.
I was like, okay, I have to remember this
Okay,
information
Google.
for a semester, and then I
That
can
was-
get it out of my head.
What college did y'all go to? I want to go to that college.
I didn't.
I went to 3 different colleges and flunked out all 3 times. So, hey.
I was just like, yeah, Mom, Dad, not going to waste your money, not going to waste my time. I'm going to go get a job.
I think after the 3rd time, my parents were finally like, okay, stop wasting our money. And I was like, cool, sweet, I'm on board.
Bye-bye now. All right.
Anyway,
Cat
cats.
mummies.
Okay. They were praised in Egypt for being able to kill vermin and snakes such as cobras, which is super impressive.
Yeah.
Because, like, my cat, he earns his keep by killing the bugs in my apartment. Like, he is...
He earns his keep because if he didn't kill the bugs, you would be like, Gustav.
I'd be like, why are you here? Like, he literally leaves, like, half cockroaches for me. Like, I know for a fact they're for me.
He's teaching you, like, Mom,
He's like, look what I did. I brought you a gift.
I did this for
Love
you,
the gift.
woman. I did this for you.
Yeah, my dogs are better hunters than my cats.
Meanwhile, like, pull the vacuum out and vacuum up the carcass. It's
Yes.
fine.
No, see, Titan hunts fur balls. Because I have 2 cats, and one of them's very fluffy. So there's fur balls.
One of them's nice and one of them's the devil.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how often I sweep. There are fur balls everywhere, and Titan hunts them. So,
Fair.
good
Hey.
job, little buddy.
You
Free
catch
cat
those fur
toys.
balls.
So Bastet, or Bast, she was also known as Ailuros in the Greek religion. She was a goddess and had the head of a cat. This was specific to the Egyptian religion.
Okay.
Just to not confuse it with Christianity. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Because that
I
cat
was-
woman in Christianity or Marvel
I
or
was-
DC, I'm not sure which one.
I'm pretty sure I'm, like, picturing a woman mentioned in the Bible with a cat head. And, yeah, because cats were mentioned in the Bible, right?
We'll cover that.
Oh.
Anyway, she had the head of a cat. The meaning of her name is uncertain. It was suggested that it means she of the ointment jar. And she was often associated with protective ointments.
Protective ointments. I was thinking, like, jerkins.
I thought she was a cat god.
She had the head of a cat, but that was the start and end of her relation to cats. Although,
I'm curious what the significance of the cat head is. Because, like, all of the other gods, if they had some, like, outstanding feature like that, it had something to do with, like, what they...
well, something that I learned, even though that her name did mean she had the ointment jar and that she was often associated with like fancy jars and ointments and perfumes in Egyptian households, she was originally known as Mafdet, who was a male god.
Moffat.
Thank you. I was trying so hard to
Moff
keep that inside.
Det.
Curse you, Moffat!
Love it.
We're not going there. We don't have enough time for that. Anyway, Mafdet.
Ooh, he's a medical doctor whose last name was Ooh.
Rebecca hates us.
Mafdet.
Moffat. Got it.
Was known for justice and execution, and he had a lion's head.
Execution. Like,
Again, I'm assuming lion, justice,
Oh.
those kind
I
of go
just-
together. And then eventually, over time, Mafdet softened into Bastet, the female god. And in addition to being associated with perfume, was also a representation of protection, fertility, and motherhood.
Okay.
fertility. You know what? You know what the Egyptians used sage for? A cure for infertility.
You're real proud of that sage research you did, aren't you?
All right, look, I dropped the ball twice on recording that.
I
so-
don't know what that feels like.
No. Different circumstances.
Anyway, some cats were mummified after death, and sometimes they were given to Bastet as a sacrifice.
Cats in general or the mummified
The mummified
cats?
cats as
Okay.
a sacrifice. So, like, think about it. As part of the mourning process, you give the body of your dead cat. That sounds so morbid.
It really
this
does.
feline god as a sacrifice. Here's my dead cat.
It's better than giving her, like, I'm going to kill my cat to show how much I love you.
I mean, at least you prepared it first.
Yeah, because I mean,
Oh, no.
Hagrid, if you want to show your love, don't just come and flop a raw steak on my plate. Like, prepare it for me, okay?
Oh, my brain went to a dark place. As soon as you said raw, I'm like,
Flop that raw meat there in front of me. Oh, God, I'm
Prepare it first.
oh
learn to fluff.
Let's bring it down a notch.
Okay.
The punishment of killing a cat was severe, often resulting in the offender's death.
Good.
That doesn't bring
No.
it down. Kudos. We should keep
Kudos
that
for
around
you.
for animal
Right?
abusers now.
Yes.
Right. So I kind of separated my notes into different sections, and so we just finished the Egypt section,
Ta-da.
and we're gonna go into the devil as a cat section.
I feel like we're on like a world tour.
we really are. This is what happens when Rebecca gets interested in too many like rabbit holes and just tries to get them all into one episode.
Let's
I like
do
it.
it.
Yeah, let's move out of
It's
Egypt.
Alice in Wonderland this shit.
We're moving
So-
out of Egypt and we're going into Hades.
So today on Cat Facts by Rebecca,
Da-da-da-da-da.
the worship of all pagan gods was officially banned by imperial decree in 390 AD. And with this came the prosecution of witches, and since witches were often associated with cats, came the prosecution of cats.
That's a lot earlier than I thought it would
Yeah.
be.
Well, that's like the witch trials, right?
No, that's way earlier.
That's way earlier.
Oh.
The witch trials happened in
That was
America.
Yeah.
Well, the Salem witch
Yeah.
trials did. There were multiple witch trials.
I was thinking Salem, but that happened
But
in
part
America.
of what spurred that on was the imperial decree that worship of any pagan god was not good.
Not
That
good.
that's quoted. That's the quoted imperial decree.
No way, no.
Hear he, hear he.
There's a
Those
reason I'm
pagan
not in
gods-
government.
Not good.
Pagan gods, not good. Hear he, hear he.
The town crier.
So a fun fact that kind of stemmed from that time, since cats are said to have 9 lives, witches supposedly were able to assume the shape of a cat 8 times.
Ooh.
That makes me wonder how many times we see McGonagall transform in the series.
Does it apply to
I don't know. I mean, she's
whatever
a witch.
that's called?
Harry Potter?
No. What it's called when you're able to transform into an animal. Animagus.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. That's true. That's a good point. I mean, but she is a witch that could transform
witch.
into.
But I think it's like you're spending your next life. Like you end one life and you.
Yeah, go figure they didn't go into details on what the 8 times meant.
Well, dang.
We'll find out.
We will. Cats emerged as classic familiars for witches in the mid to late 1500s.
Familiars.
Familiars. So, like, a witch's companion.
Ah, okay.
I want one.
And because of
You have
this...
2.
No, she has 1. 1 is the devil.
Okay.
And because cats were accused of being a witch's familiar, cats were often, in addition to witches, unfortunately, burned alive and were often thought to be the devil.
Gah!
Those
That
guys.
still gets me.
Those guys can go do
It's
terrible.
like...
They can go be burned alive.
Why do we have to burn humans? We have to burn cats too.
I
What's
get the whole
wrong
like
with us?
taking away the pagan religion. I don't get it, but
Yeah.
I've come to terms with that. But like, could we have kept the whole punishable by death for killing an animal thing there? That would have been great.
Dark ages were dark.
Gee, I wonder how those two came together.
Right? Okay. On a lighter note, this is a slightly funny story that stemmed from that time.
Okay.
Many trials portrayed witches as a gathering. This gathering was described by William of Paris in the 12th century. And I quote, "According to the idolatrous practice of this age, Satan is believed to appear in the form of a black cat and to demand kisses from his adherents.
Oh,
kisses.
One abominable kiss under the cat's tail.
Oh.
Never
So
done
Satan
that.
is basically like a sassy guy that's like,
Kiss my
kiss my,
butt."
ass.
Like, I don't care who you are or what your worship, but like, I'm pretty sure they weren't doing that.
Yeah.
I will say, I like what you said, like Satan being like, I'm a sassy black cat. Kiss
Kiss
my
my
ass.
ass.
I like that a lot.
But like, the accusation was they would have parties or gatherings where they would just kiss cats' butts. I don't.
Strange. But
Yeah.
okay, hold on. We think about how strange this sounds. Think about like all the people nowadays that think of like anybody that's different from them, like gay people or do
See,
this.
you thought of
or,
that,
like,
and I thought of swallowing Tide Pods.
I would say it's more along the lines of swallowing Tide Pods.
well, no, because people actually did that. That wasn't people.
Are you
assume-
saying people? There's nobody in the history of the world who's ever kissed cats' butts.
I'm sure there's people that have kissed cats' butt, but I'm saying that these people that have nothing to do with this other group of people is here making these assumptions about what they do
You
behind closed
don't
doors.
know what they're doing during their
I
meeting.
see-
For all we know,
Exactly.
they're killing the posteriors of cats.
So, well, it sounds so fancy. I see what you're saying, but I feel uncomfortable with that. And I guess that's...
I mean, it's...
I mean, people have been accused of stranger things.
Well, I'm just saying, mind your own damn business. And if people want to kiss cats, well, no, 'cause
How do cats consent?
the cats can't consent to that
No,
one. If you want to kiss someone's butt and they're a consenting adult, you do you.
We're
boo, boo.
moving on.
Look, if you want... No, we're just going to keep the salad talk out of this. All right, what's up? What's next?
So they
All
thought
right.
they were kissing cats' butts.
Okay. And one of the offenses during the trials of the Templars, which happened during this outlawing of pagan gods, so like 1307 to 1314, people could be charged with venetrating cats. Which, I looked this up because I knew y'all would go to a deep, dark gutter. Venetrating means to revere, worship, or honor. I know that's not what it sounds like.
It does...
You're
no,
saying venetrating, like very nice venetrating.
Here's the deal.
Exactly
Okay.
how root words
It
work.
does not matter. It does not matter what the word means. I still like the idea of saying venetrate me. Because
I mean, either way, you end up happy.
exactly.
Bow down and venetrate.
You know what?
me.
You know how we talked about the buggering
Yeah.
with
Oh,
Dr. James? Let me know
or
how the venetrating goes. Actually, don't do that.
the ruler is gonna hate me tonight when
I
I'm
think
like,
the ruler is going to demand to be.
Nope. Wine.
oh, I'm gonna get divorced before this is over. He's gonna divorce me.
So, what are your grounds for divorce? She used the word venetrate.
And I did not like it.
Understood, sir. When do you want this to happen?
How soon can we file this paperwork?
All right. On to a darker but kind of interesting note. A broth made from black cats can cure consumption.
No.
Okay, first
No.
off, don't make broth from cats.
No.
Second, that's not how that works.
No.
No on all fronts. I don't remember Satine from Moulin Rouge getting a broth of black cat.
Did you see every meal that they fed her?
You don't know my life. Back off.
I don't. That's why I was asking for clarification.
Anyway, time for a story. Despite all of this, cats were cherished by witches.
Good.
I have a very short story for y'all. I will post where I found this resource for y'all if you want to go more in depth into the explanation behind it. But
You can find it on our blog
Hey.
at theladiesofstrange.com.
So I thought this was really interesting. So story time.
Story time.
There lived a witch whose cat was killed by the innkeeper's dog. The old woman stood by, sad but dry-eyed, because one thing that I learned was witches could not weep, which means Tiffany would not be a very good witch.
Nope.
While the innkeeper's servant dug a grave for the animal, the old woman asked the servant, whose name was Willen, to read some verses over the cat from a book she had, a request that sent the men into howls of laughter. He threw the small, furry body into the hole he had dug, reciting in a loud voice a silly, mocking rhyme. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust, here's the hole and go thou must.
Asshole.
Fuck that guy. Oh, sorry.
Fuck that guy.
Very well, said the old woman bitterly. You will be punished as you will see.
Good.
Ooh, you go, girl.
And Willen was indeed punished. A day later, as he was plowing the innkeeper's field, the plowshare caught in a rock on the ground. The handles flew up into the air and pierced the young man's eyes, and he was blinded for life.
I was hoping it was like his heart. Not just his eyes. Like, you just need to go away.
Well, I mean, think about it. As far as like a punishment goes, which has longer lasting effects?
Yeah, that's true.
Being blind or being dead?
Yeah, but being dead, we don't have to deal with your jackassery anymore, and you hopefully can't procreate and create more jackasses.
Ashley's
in a dark space today.
Don't be mean to animals or other people. Come on, guys. It's not that hard.
Hey, Ashley,
Hi.
you have wine?
I do. Shall I drink it?
Yes. This is my gift to you. Please drink
Thank
your
you.
wine that you brought for us.
I will, and it will be delicious.
And now, in true note form, we're jumping to North America, where I have another story
Ooh, I love stories.
about cats.
Meow.
Because that's the theme for today.
I would have never guessed.
So, Iroquois myths from North America tell of an old woman moon and her companion, Bobcat. While she weaves a head strap symbolic of the moon's shape, Bobcat sits patiently beside her. Then, when she gets up to stir a pot of hominy on the fire, Bobcat pounces on old woman moon's head strap and unravels it. So storytellers say the cat undoes the moon. It does. It's fine.
I'm sorry. I was really into this story.
Can I start saying undoes?
Please do.
I'm good at numbers. So storytellers say the cat undoes the moon, forcing it to change from full to famished once every month. So the moon cycle and the human female cycle are closely related in this myth.
Does that mean that
That's
stupid bobcat
really
is
cool.
the reason that once a month I have to deal with that?
Well, Native American, I can't speak for every one of them, but I know some Native American cultures refer to your cycle as the moon. I had a friend that used to go to a sweat lodge in North Georgia, and if you were on your cycle or on your moon, you weren't allowed to participate in the actual sweat lodge because it could like interfere.
Well, it's also known in a lot of religions it's considered unclean, which might play into that.
Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
For
much
sure.
about the. I'd have to.
But I know
ask
for
her,
other
look more.
religions,
Yeah,
that's how that works.
All right.
which it's fine. We're just keeping the earth populated and creating
You're
life forms.
welcome.
We're dirty little witches. Sorry,
You're welcome.
right?
I'm sticking with that.
It doesn't feel uncomfortable. Like some things you've called me before, I'm like, oh, that doesn't sit right. But dirty little witches sounds fine.
That's like I'm a nasty lady or a nasty woman. I'm a dirty little witch.
Dirty little witch. We need that on a t-shirt.
I'll talk to my dad.
Putting that out into the world. We need t-shirts.
Just putting that out there.
Okay. Which brings us, it's not a good segue, but it's to cats and sailing. Because I didn't know before researching this that there was a pretty good link as far as myths and sort of like, I guess, sailors' tales go.
Okay.
Okay, so in various parts of the world, cats were believed to control the weather. In the 19th century, maritime insurance companies would not insure ships without a cat on board.
Okay.
I like that.
I mean, like, I get it, we like cats, but really?
Yeah, that sounds a
Well-
bit dramatic.
I could see cats keep vermin away. Vermin bring diseases. You're trapped on a relatively small.
Yeah, but
Space.
see, okay, tangent. I've never really understood that because, like, yeah, you're trapped in a relatively small space, but, like, do you really think a rat's gonna swim out into the middle of the ocean to crawl up on your boat?
No, the rat
were-
gets on when you're docked.
And you have male and female rats, and they
They
reproduce like rats. They venetrate like rats.
They worship each other and just try to be happy little rats and have their little church in the bottom of the ship, and then
I mean,
they
as long
die.
as they make each other happy and have consent, I'm not going down that rabbit hole.
That rat hole.
That rat hole.
Nope.
Stay out of all the rat holes.
Yeah, please.
Okay, we're moving on with the next cat fact that doesn't include rats. In 17th century England, tales that the ship's cat saves the day is common, and some stories involve putting a tortoise-shell cat in a cast iron pot until the thunder stops.
You know what I just realized? I did not think about this the first time we went through this episode.
Thanks for keeping congruity.
Sorry. Adeline is my daughter.
Thank you for taking 6 months to realize that.
It's all clicking.
Adeline is my daughter, and she loves her tortoiseshell cat, Yuna. Yuna is a tortoiseshell.
Yeah, but would kill us if we put her in a pot to stop
Well,
the thunder.
I mean, if you had Yuna trapped on a ship, would you want to put her in a pot and just be like, stay?
Only if it was storming, apparently.
Yeah, so,
And until the thunder stops. So there might not even be a storm. It might just be thunder.
yeah.
And they were like, nope,
Nope.
kitty, nope.
Kitty in pot.
Now, I do not condone this, but I could
No.
see how people, if they had a cat like my cat on board, would be like, please just
Just go in the pot.
stay in the pot for a few minutes.
And all
Stay.
things considered, I'd rather them put them in a pot than make them walk the plank.
I mean, and knowing cats, they would just sit at the edge of it and be like, what do you want?
They'd be like, nope.
I'm walking back now
Yes.
and you're going to deal with it.
Yeah,
I own this ship.
pretty
Obey
much.
me or I will bring bad weather.
Ooh, I like it. So, yeah.
This brings us to cats in the 20th century.
I'm tired of these motherfucking cats on this motherfucking
Right? We
boat.
finally got it figured out and realized we like cats. Cats are awesome. Let's
Good.
not put them in pots or burn them alive.
Yes,
Good.
please.
Or use them to cure consumption. Like, what's wrong with you?
Well, hopefully we never have to cure consumption.
Not the point. So, cats did not start living inside until the 20th century. This was because this was about the same time refrigeration made it possible to store food inside. Beforehand, because of the cat's dietary requirements, they required a high protein diet. So many people, when they had cats lived outside. are able to supplement their diet through birds, chipmunks, squirrels, what have you.
Natural
And-
selection.
Natural selection. And once refrigeration was invented, we were able to keep higher quality foods and better foods for the cats so they could stay inside.
So cats in the 1930s probably ate better than most of the cats nowadays.
Probably.
Like I have a cat, his name is Gus. I love him to death. I looked into a raw food diet for about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets intense.
I'm like, that's ridiculous. You
Yup.
are sticking with whatever it is I buy you.
Yup.
I don't remember.
You know what it looks
Delicious
like when you see it.
food. Right?
Yeah. It's like he gets a small can in the morning and a large can at night, and he doesn't meow at me when I do that.
Ta-da!
And in 1947, cat litter was invented. Before then, cats just roam the neighborhoods.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And a lot of cats still do that. That's
Yeah.
okay.
I remember I was told growing up that I was allergic to cats, and then I found out my parents just didn't want cats. So that's
See, your parents were nicer than mine. My dad was just like, I don't like cats.
that was their reasoning for telling me this, but I would always go over to Ashley's house, and she had a ton of cats, and they were all indoor outdoor, so I just thought that was like the norm. Now I have 2 cats, and they stay indoors because I don't trust them to come home. So
You also don't trust Yuna to not eat a baby.
truth.
Those free range babies. I'm gonna have to put you up if she went outside.
So if Yuna ever escapes, we'll put out a warning. Like a PSA.
Free range babies.
Lock up your... No.
Be on the lookout.
Lock up your babies. We're stopping. Okay, would you like a fun fact?
Yes.
Okay, so fun fact for us, not for cats. In the 1930s, spaying and neutering became accessible.
Ooh, yay.
Before then, cats kept inside during mating season quickly became messy.
Oh.
I forgot
My.
about this part.
What? I don't want details on that. Never mind.
Yeah, same here.
We've broken Tiffany for the moment.
I'm so happy my episodes give you this much joy.
Cats in diapers. Oh man. All right, no more cats in diapers. We're good.
Good?
On.
You got
I'm
it?
good.
And we're moving on to the cat familiar, which is the whole reason I started researching this in the first place.
All right.
So a cat familiar is sort of like a witch's companion. They're drawn together intuitively and know they're meant to be together. For example, I knew Gus was meant to be mine when he sat on my lap at the shelter and wouldn't get off. Now he has migrated from the lap to the shoulders. It's like a cat scarf, except he can't figure out how to get up or get down, so my shoulders are covered in scratches.
Just wait until he becomes a cat hat.
A cat hat?
A cat.
I sent y'all that gif of like Linus and Lucy,
Yes.
Lucy with like Snoopy on her head.
Yes.
Is that how you feel with Gustafer?
No, that's how I'm going to be with Gustafer.
Yes.
Like,
yes, it's true.
It's just a matter of time before he decides I can be literally on top of you. And then just climbs up there and be like, okay.
He owns
This
you
is
now.
my spot.
Like, he didn't own me before. Like,
Fair.
let's be real.
Truth.
Okay. Reportedly, you can learn almost anything about magic by talking with your cat, and the cat is capable of doubling any spell's power.
Any cat?
With
Your
your familiar.
Okay.
Because I tried talking to Gus. It did not work.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, food.
I talk to
Now,
Titan all the
Does
time.
he double your power?
He could. I don't know. I haven't tried any spells, so maybe that'll be what I do this evening. Titan.
Kitty kitty.
Kitty kitty.
So, like, Titan has the nice spells, and Eunice if you want to curse someone.
Yeah, let's not use Yuna
No.
ever.
No. That'd be like, all right, do you want to use this powerful warlock to help you do something, or do you want to involve Satan in this and curse the world?
Would you like
We're not-
Dumbledore or Satan?
We're not being facetious. That's literally how it is.
I love her to pieces. I do. I love her so much.
Clean.
Here's the deal. Ashley and I have been best friends for almost 20 years. Yuna has been around for 4 years, and she still is not into dealing with Ashley.
Nope. She left me when she was a kitten.
So, how do you get your familiar?
I don't know. How do you get your familiar?
Oh, is it like you go to the owlry, but you go to the familiary
What?
You go to the cattery.
and diagonally?
Oh boy.
And you go to the
sort
cattery?
of. The cat chooses you. And then
Okay.
if you wish to become familiars with the cat, you must ask permission first.
Like a wand.
So not only does the cat have to choose you, but you have to ask permission to become familiars with the cat.
J.K. Rowling, you are one smart lady.
For the record, this is not what happened with Gus. I just said, you're coming home with me.
No, he chose you because he plopped down in your lap.
But I didn't ask him permission to come
permission.
home.
Oh.
I just said, you're coming with me. You're welcome.
I'm pretty sure I asked Titan.
I know we asked Titan because I was like, do you want to come home with us? Do you want to have a big sister? And I'm sorry, Titan. I'm sorry I did that
Your
to
big
you.
sister is literally the devil.
Yeah.
They balance each other well, though.
That's why
They
he and
really-
I talk to each other, though.
Huh.
He's my
Yin and
He
yang.
must be my familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was one note I found interesting about familiars. This is nothing against Titan, but everything about familiars I found was specific to black cats.
Moose.
Oh, I do love your cat, Moose.
Yes.
Ashley's cat is named Moose.
Ashley's cat
Ashley's-
is named Max.
Maximilian.
It's not Moose. I'm confused.
We named him Max from Across the Universe, which as he got larger and larger and we realized he wasn't just a long-haired cat, he was a Maine Coon, it turned
Oh.
into Maximus because
Yeah.
he was massive, which throughout the 7-8 years that we've turned him has somehow turned into Maximus, which has turned into Moose, and now we call him Moose.
I mean, Gus is part Maine Coon, which I thought I was prepared for. He is a large cat when he
Yeah.
decides to suddenly get on your shoulders.
They're large and they are very headstrong, and if they want something, they're going after it. Like, it doesn't matter what
My
it is.
life makes sense.
Yeah, they're very, it's a special, unique breed.
Yeah, Max. Gus very much likes me. He prefers me over all people.
Yes,
Which
you are his familiar.
I'm okay with. He's white and tabby. He's not black, but
It's fine.
it's okay. It works. Once the familiars choose each other, they, as in both of them, will choose a magical name for the cat. So even though I named Gus Gustafer, I need to choose a magical name for
Could
him.
Moose be considered a magical name?
I think so.
I think so. There you go.
He's my familiar.
Would Titans be turd butt?
Okay, that went from like really insightful to like, oh, there we are.
There, we're back on our level. You call him Turd Butt?
It's more, most of the time it's Little Buddy. Little Buddy would probably be it.
And that morphs into turd butt.
Look.
I don't want to
the
know what
dude-
you call Yuna.
The dude does not
Boobers.
know. Yeah, Yuna is boobers. But Titan doesn't really know where the litter box is. He does, but he doesn't.
He just chooses not to.
Yeah, so he leaves little surprises, and you're like, oh, what is this turd doing here? Oh, turd butt left it. Well, screw you, turd butt.
See,
But-
Gus did that once, but it was also the night after he got a lion cut.
Oh,
So I'm pretty sure that was meant
He
for
was
me.
just like, screw you, Mom.
I think Yuna did that
Clean
too
this
after we
up.
gave her a line cut. So.
He was just like, I'm not happy. This is a new place. You cut off all my fur. Here's a poop.
Yep.
Here's a poop.
And I'm kind of like, I understand. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you can't really even be mad at that one. You're like, oh, I probably deserved that. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then you move on with your life.
So
Okay, that's
Or
Rebecca
or
moving
you
on.
move on with this podcast.
scoop it up to the left, moving on. Okay. After the name is chosen, the cat is able to help and increase the power of the magic. From anything from divination to potions, anything the witch is doing, the cat can help double it almost.
Interesting. Very interesting. I'm trying to think if anything's changed since I've gotten Moose. But I don't consider myself a witch as much as I would like to be. But
Yeah, don't we all? So cat familiars should be taken care of by being given treats, high quality cat food, and they're a huge fan of catnip. Although, to be fair, that goes for any cat.
not
Yeah.
necessarily.
Really?
This is going to make me sound awful. Max, totally. All three of those points. Check, check, and check. Bandit, who is Hagrid's cat that he had before he and I got together, she is the most picky, stingy little matriarch of our household. She only wants meow mix, kibble, can't stand catnip. But by God, if I clean something with bleach, if she is not, like, on it. Like, if I clean the bathroom with bleach, I have to shut the door when I'm done and let it make sure it dries because she'll go roll around in it.
That is a
Oh.
special cat.
So, like, but even then, like, after it's completely dry and it still kind of has that smell, she'll go and, like, rub against the toilet and against this bathtub. I don't know what it is, but she likes things clean.
Okay.
I mean, I don't blame her.
But catnip, nope.
Alrighty.
See, I just assume everyone's like Gus, and if Gus had a say in things, he'd just be rolling in catnip all the time.
Rebecca, do we need to have an intervention for Gustafer?
He's fine.
Okay.
Everything's fine.
If it gets to that point, let me know.
I have it under control. It's fine. Okay. The familiar and cat share a telepathic connection. So the familiar will alert the witch to when there are spirits. And the familiar will be able to guide the witch between two worlds. It did not define which two worlds.
All I can think is about how cats just like stare off into the distance.
My cat did that last night, and it did not help with me sleeping.
I have screenshotted your Snapchat.
Yeah,
And it
I
will
did
be on the
Snapchat
blog.
that.
Yeah, that always creeps me out whenever they look off.
It's like, are
into
you
the
okay?
distance and
Is there a spider?
Or
Are
Max-
you downloading updates? Are you installing the updates?
should I just fall asleep and act like this isn't happening?
There's not a loading bar in your eyes. What's going on?
And the
Are
thing-
you communicating with the mothership? Like, where is this going?
sending updates to the mothership. And the thing with Max being the Maine Coon, he does that like chirp. So when he really focuses in on something, he'll be like, "Kick, kick, 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 kick." I can't even like recreate it. But if anybody has ever been around a Maine Coon, you know the chirp that they do. And so when he's really focused in on something, so when we had the ghost at our apartment, he would stare and get to the point where like you could not break his stare, and then he'd start to do the chirp. And I was like, well, time to go. Bye.
Yeah.
See, my cat is part Maine Coon, and other than he's just large and furry, he does
Yeah.
not chirp. I kind of wish he. No, I don't.
No, it's not bad. It's only when they're like laser focused on something, like if he sees a bird outside or he's like.
I mean, there were
intensely
like
focused.
anything that moves. If it's I'm pretty sure he's inspected every knot in my kitchen floor. He's like, is bug, must kill bug.
No, it's
Is not
bug.
bug. Is confused.
Is focused.
Why not bug?
You should get him some of those little hex bugs.
He would eat that.
I don't think he can tear it up. It's plastic. It's like hard
You'd be
plastic.
surprised.
He would bat it around and probably destroy
Like
it.
I knit him like this little catnip mouse. This is just a little mouse. This little thing, and I stuffed it full of catnip. It does not look like a mouse anymore. It's like this gray blob on my floor. And like every now and then, every couple of days, I'll see it like move to a different spot in my apartment.
That's awesome.
Sounds about right.
He loves it so much.
You
That's
should
the
make him
2
more.
hours I spent. So first, I'm going to give you guys cat myths, and then
Okay.
I'm going to give you cat facts.
All right.
Because they're both equally entertaining.
Yeah.
Cat facts with Rebecca.
Dun dun dun! I'm not good at coming up with theme songs.
That sounded quite I can't think of the word.
Ironic.
No, the dun dun dun. Foreboding.
Fair. It's me. Okay, cat myths. Washing a cat can bring rain. Additionally, if a cat sneezes or washes behind its ears, either it will rain or the weather will change. Or if a cat scratches the furniture, I for some reason wrote storms are coming.
Storms are coming.
Storms are coming,
So
matey.
basically, if your cat cleans itself, there's weather.
Or scratches the furniture.
Scratches the furniture means storms are coming.
That's kind of like the redneck weather protector. That's the rock on the string. And it's like, if it's wet, it's raining. If it's hot, it's hot. The sun's out.
If it's gone, there's a tornado.
If your cat's doing anything, there's probably weather outside.
And it's probably rain. If a cat sneezes near a bride-to-be, she will live a long and happy life.
Ooh.
The cat sneezes.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
Okay, but
I
here's
mean, my
the
cat
deal.
sneezes.
Oh, my cat sneezes all
Mine
the time.
does too, but I'm not a bride-to-be.
Ashley was for 6 years.
Did your cat sneeze?
I'm sure my cat sneezed at some point in those 6 years. Yes. So I guess I'll be meeting you two bitches in hell.
Hey!
Wait for me.
It's called Stockholm Syndrome.
Rebecca, I have no choice.
Like, I will be fine. I'll be, like, ascending. They'll be like, nope. No grabbing. Come down with us. We're more fun.
Stay with us. You can't leave us.
Oh, what did I do? Okay, this is a less happy myth, but I thought it was funny.
No.
If you drown a cat, you will drown, as you deserve.
I was about to
Yes.
say, that should not be a myth. That should be the case.
And the one
An
after
eye for an
this,
eye.
the one after this is more of like a duh than it is a myth. A cat sleeping with all 4 paws tucked in means cold weather is coming.
Oh,
Usually that just means the cat's cold.
Yeah, that's
Like, go
cold
figure.
weather is here.
Go figure.
Cat
My-
are cold.
My cat sleeps like a little hussy, so it's fine.
Little hussy?
Little
Huzzy.
huzzy.
What's a huzzy?
A huzzy.
Do I want to know?
Spread eagle.
Is
My
this
cat-
Titan or Una?
Tiffany.
Titan sleeps kind of showing off all the goods. Like, if some unassuming female cat that was not a demon came walking by, might be like, oh, what's he got going on?
Nothing.
And he'd be like, nothing, I'm fixed, but here
In
it all is.
1930s.
Yeah.
Spay and neutering became a thing. Okay, so there's this one. Did I ever tell you guys about the... Okay, this is really funny. I did not tell you all about
I'm
this.
excited.
So there's this vet near where I used to live. And one day I drove by and their sign said, watch me snip. Watch me space bay.
Oh my God.
It was the best.
All right.
More cat facts.
Cat
More cat
facts.
By
facts.
Rebecca. Dun,
Cat
dun, dun.
Cat facts with Rebecca. Dun,
So,
dun, dun.
dreaming of cats means good luck for your home, especially if you dream of white cats. But if you see a white cat at night, it is unlucky.
Oh, well,
I don't know that I've ever dreamed of cats.
I dream of cats all the time.
And I don't know much of white cats.
This is really dark, but like I've had like nightmares concerning Gus. Like the first nightmare I had of Gus was when I actually started making him wear a collar all the time.
Do you have a nightmare that he hung himself?
No, he ran away to Memphis and wouldn't come back. We are nowhere near
He's gonna be a country singer.
So I'm like, screw this. You're staying with me. You're wearing a collar.
oh, hey.
Oh, so you had a nightmare that he ran away to Memphis and then he started wearing a collar.
No. Because he ran away from Memphis and he wouldn't come back to me.
Yeah,
Like he
yeah.
refused to come back to me.
So now in real life he has to
wears
wear
a
a collar.
Can I just,
Because
like...
I'm a sane human being.
That's fine. Can I just interject when we were talking about where we were all born and I said it was outside of some big city? It was Memphis. And we're back to cats.
Anyway. Okay, so this whole lucky, unlucky thing. Like, there's conflicting stories. White cats, black cats, what have you. Cats, lucky, unlucky, eh.
They're all lucky in my book.
So, if a black cat appears on your front porch, it is a sign of good luck.
Like
Hey,
Ashley's cat, Jessie.
But to undo a bad luck from seeing a black cat, you have to walk backwards in a circle and count to 13.
Or accept the fact that cats are not bad luck and move on with your life.
And love all kitties unconditionally.
All creatures.
Or you can use this fact to make your friends look silly.
fair. Okay, so anytime anyone comes to my house, get prepared to walk backwards.
Walk backwards,
and
talk
count
to 13.
Talk to...
Talk to 13. He's really nice. He's just got a bad reputation.
You know 11 from Stranger Things? It's her older brother, 13.
So, Cat Myths by Rebecca.
Cat
Myths.
Myths by Rebecca.
Da, da, da.
If you see a one-eyed cat, make a wish and it'll come true.
I don't think I've ever seen a one-eyed cat.
Nope, but good to know. Store that one in the memory bank.
All right, now, Rebecca's favorite subject, cat facts.
Cat facts!
Cat facts with Rebecca.
Rebecca.
Damn it, I'm syncing with her.
You're welcome. Hey, are you? Never
All
mind.
right, I need to try this with Gus, but cats can be right or left-handed.
Fair.
I really thought this was going to be the cats always land on their feet.
Well, they
Well,
do.
that's true too. But
They do.
Yuna always reaches out to me whenever she's like, I demand attention.
Oh, there's a story
servant."
about them landing on their feet. So, if I remember correctly, the Prophet Muhammad fell asleep, and when he woke up, there was a cat on his sleeve. And instead of disturbing the cat, he cut off the sleeve. And for some reason, that means cats always land on their feet. Maybe I should go back and read that. Oh, no. It was because of Muhammad's blessing. After he cut off his sleeve so he wouldn't wake up the cat, he blessed the cat. And the cat would, for then on, land on their feet.
You know, some of these prophets and like Tiffany knowing that her cat's left or right-handed, like y'all make me feel like real bad pet owners. I don't know what
Here,
hand my
Your
creatures
cat
prefer.
chirps.
Here's the deal. I tell convoluted stories. That prophet must have been smoking some kind of herb because that's super convoluted.
Muhammad?
Yeah.
You think Muhammad smoked herb?
Are we talking about, like, from the Bible?
No. No.
Mahatma Gandhi?
No.
No, Gandhi.
Hey, Gandhi was
No,
not in the Bible
that's-
either.
Muhammad from the Muslim religion.
Can we cut that?
No.
Cut. I'm going to say cut till it has to be cut. Cut.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
I need to go to bed.
Oh my god.
Today Tiffany learns facts known by everybody.
You mean Muhammad? No, not Muhammad. Gandhi from the Bible.
First of all, fuck all.
Oh, I have to pee. Is this what being a mother is like?
Yes. Except for it wouldn't have taken you that long if you had to pee.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was a good one.
Fuck.
I think we might have found our intro.
Oh, I did not need to go to bar.
Oh, that was amazing.
You're so
Tiffany.
stupid.
I promise you, all of us have had and will have moments like that going forward.
Fuck a duck, I have to pee.
Okay.
All right, shall we go through? How far do we get through cat facts?
Do we want to take a potty break if you both need to pee and then finish
I don't
this?
have to anymore now that I'm not
Okay.
laughing.
So no, that's not what motherhood is like. Because once you gotta go, you got to go.
Do you need a break?
I'm good.
Okay.
Alright, let's do this.
Cat facts, really fast. Cats can be right or left-handed.
Yes, because Yuna reaches out with the same paw every time to demand
The
snacks.
cursing paw. All right.
Cursing paw.
The domestic cats can run up to 31 miles per hour.
Wait, what?
31.
That fact still blows my mind.
I mean, I've never seen Gus move that fast.
My
He's
cats
tried.
definitely don't. They're old and fat.
My cats do.
Have you clocked them?
Of course. With my radar gun. Duh. No, they do the Scooby-Doo shuffle, and then they take off.
That's right.
The Scooby-Doo shuffle.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
they
the
take
joys
off.
of hardwood
And they
floors.
go 31
That
miles
just
an
blows
hour.
my mind because like cheetahs run between like 50 and 70. That doesn't seem like that big of a gap. I'm gonna see when I leave my house how fast 30 miles an hour is.
I mean, it's still pretty fast. Like, if I ran half the speed of Usain Bolt, I would still be pretty fast.
How fast can Usain Bolt run?
So his top speed is 27.8 miles per hour. 'Cause
Wow.
he can run almost as fast as a domestic cat.
Oh.
Some domestic cats.
Some domestic cats, not mine.
I'd
No.
put
but
him
some.
I'd put him in a race against Titan.
If there's food involved.
Because Titan would like lure him in with his cuteness and then run.
Big time to go. Bye.
Cats have 230 bones. Humans have 206.
Why do they have more? Okay.
I found that interesting. Don't
That
I?
is no. I'm
Tailbones.
curious. What? Oh, true.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their spine probably continues all the way down.
I mean, that is how that works. I'm sorry. Cats.
She gets sassy when she's sleepy.
Carts. I keep myself humble. Cats are the only domestic animal not mentioned in the Bible.
What?
Cats are the only domestic animal not mentioned in the Bible.
Then how are they still here?
Just because they're not mentioned, I mean, dinosaurs weren't really mentioned in the Bible.
Dinosaurs aren't still here.
Okay, fair point.
But they wouldn't have survived according to the Bible if Noah hadn't brought them across on the ark.
Well, they didn't mention every animal that.
He was part of the cats were under the two of each kind clause.
Yeah.
Clause,
They didn't mention
get it?
Oh, she's becoming one of us.
Oh no.
One of us. One of us.
More cat facts!
Cat facts.
Okay.
With Rebecca.
Cats use their whiskers to determine if they can fit into a space or squeeze through a space.
Wait, are cats' whiskers like as long as they are wide?
Yeah.
What? That explains why Max has such long whiskers.
Have you seen Gus's face? It's like mostly whiskers.
Yeah.
Do they get longer as the cats get fatter? Because Yuna's a fat cat.
She's really not. Have you seen my cats? Yuna is not fat in comparison.
Well, the vet told me she was fat and unhappy, and I
Well,
cried.
Well,
your
the unhappy part we knew.
your vet is fat shaming your cat, and I think he needs to
I will not
stop.
like for it.
Unacceptable.
It's fine.
I put her on a diet, and she became even worse. So she's fat and happy now.
Yep.
Like, you don't understand, doctor. There's no free roaming babies.
She cannot feast on the living. So
Today's episode called Yuna and the Free Roaming Babies. All right, my favorite cat fact, which turned out to be a fact. In ancient Egypt, when a cat died, the house would go into mourning as if they lost a relative.
Fair.
And often, to show their mourning, they would shave their eyebrows.
what?
What is that? Why?
It was their culture.
Here's the deal.
It was how they showed mourning.
Okay, to each their own. I love a lot of people very dearly. Well, select people. But if, heaven forbid, they were to pass, I don't think I would shave my eyebrows.
I mean, all things considered, what some people do in mourning, shaving my eyebrows.
I mean, I know in American
Fair.
culture, we wear black. Maybe it's their equivalent of wearing black.
Yeah.
Walking around eyebrowless.
I
Like,
probably-
I'm in mourning, don't mess with me.
Whereas, I'm sorry, most teenage girls in America go through that phase.
Of eyebrow shaving or
Have
wearing
you-
black?
No, they...
Yes.
Yes, because now... Like,
You never had that moment where, like,
Oh,
you figured out tweezing when you were, like, 12 and, like, suddenly your
I-
eyebrows disappear? Because that happened to my sister.
I did not, because I was blessed with my dad's eyebrows. So by the time that I was like 10, they started taking over my face. My mom was like, we're going to go get these waxed. And she took me to get them taken care of so I didn't turn into Wolf Woman.
And
See, mine, I tried to start tweezing, and then I was like, screw this.
I have Wolfman eyebrows as well, but I was blessed with a best friend who peeled my face off trying to tweeze my eyebrows for me growing up, and I finally figured out how to do it my own damn self. So I tweezed to keep from being a wolf. No, a lot of people do that nowadays. They shave their eyebrows off and then draw them in because, like, what the hell is wrong with you? But to each their own. I
Speaking
don't
of
judge.
loving everyone.
I don't judge. Only a little bit.
I may
but
question, but I don't
question.
judge.
But I
mean,
don't
like,
judge.
people do strange things all the time. I don't question it.
Yeah.
As long as it's not hurting anybody.
Exactly.
I just have a hard enough time like getting up and putting on mascara so I don't look like a mole person.
I have a hard enough time washing my hair regularly.
Oh yeah, no, that doesn't happen very often.
It does for me.
But
Like, screw that.
yeah, I just can't. I like my eyebrows on my face. Thank you. Come again.
As opposed to elsewhere.
On the floor.
Fair.
Okay, so that's all the cat facts I have for you.
Cat facts with Rebecca.
Do do do.
Oh, can we make that a thing?
Cat facts with Rebecca?
It would be random ramblings with Rebecca. That would be if you had a solo podcast.
It's just me talking to myself with Gus occasionally as a guest star.
How about this? Every 3 weeks, we'll have a random facts with Rebecca segment, and she'll tell us the story.
She'll tell us a story about the
I'll
topic of her choosing.
I'll just find random facts. Oh, that way if I find stories that aren't long enough, I could just tell you.
There you go. So if you have a segment that's not going to be long enough, just be like, all right, guys, here's my story. You tell your story, and you're like, and special, you know, I'm just going to give
Rebecca
you
fact.
random facts with Rebecca.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Duh.
Because if you've had any conversation with me, like in normal life, that's how my conversations go.
Yep.
She is
It's
our
perfect.
Ravenclaw.
All right. What'd you guys think?
I love cats.
I'm glad to see your views have not changed.
I like cats.
So, special shout out this episode.
Yes.
Someone we'll refer to as Wine and Shoes.
Yes, my husband calls her wine and shoes.
The ruler calls her Wine and Shoes.
Because she loves wine and she loves shoes. She's got the best shoes out of anybody.
She
I've
really
ever
does,
known.
and she has the best wine suggestions.
Yes. And this week, she recommended, because I asked her, I was like, hey, I like to drink like the same wines because they've got pretty labels. Give me a recommendation for a wine that's actually good, that's under $20. And she recommended Francis Coppola Cabernet Sauvignon. And here's the thing about it. If you don't have a Kroger card, it's $23. But I have a Kroger card, so it's $16.99. Hey, yeah.
That's quite the price gouge there, Kroger.
That's why every time you go grocery shopping, you just like walk through the wine section and. Oh, Ashley disappeared.
I'm sorry.
Bless you.
I felt that coming for quite some time.
I'm glad
now.
you're back.
I'm back.
How was your trip?
It was great. I'm learning how to travel by flu powder.
So speaking of how Rebecca chooses wine, I will literally go through the Kroger aisle. I'm like, oh, that one's $5 off.
Dude. Are you okay, Ashley? Ashley's dying.
No, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm great. I just about took out my microphone with my earphones.
Headphones.
These guys.
Headphones.
It's
at
$5
how-
off.
I mean, if it's anything like Tiffany said, if it was 23, now it's 16, 2 of them are coming home with me.
Trying to think of how I pick wines.
I look for pretty labels.
Generally, I go
like-
to the red section
Yeah,
and
like,
grab
I
it
know
by
that-
the neck and put it in my cart.
Fair.
Dating with Ashley. But really, I'll like go to like the sections that I know I like the wine and then choose based on price reduction.
There you
Dating
go.
with
Hi.
scares me. I'm
Tiffany,
like, oh, it's
how do you date? I
pretty.
mean, choose wine.
I go and I'm like, oh, look, you're pretty and you're cheap. Welcome home.
Dating with Oh, gracious. All right.
It's amazing people outside of us speak to us at all.
I don't know why.
We'll see
But-
if they are at this point.
Oh, if you made it this far, bless you.
And
Bless
we love you.
Even though no one blessed me when I sneezed a
I
minute
said
ago,
bless
but it's
you. I was
fine.
Too busy wondering where you went.
I did say bless you. Go back and listen, and then you can eat your own words.
I will
Anyway.
not eat crow. How dare you? All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank
and remember, friends, everyone has something that they think is odd. Let us tell you why it's not.
If you have any questionable topics you'd like us to discuss, you can share them with us on Facebook and Instagram at The Ladies of Strange, on Twitter at Ladies of Strange, or email them to us using the email address theladiesofstrange@gmail.com. Damn it.
At derail.
Email them at theladiesofstrange@gmail.com. I should
Beautiful.
stick to my script.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, review, and tell us we're doing a great job. Keep it strange, lovelies.
You guys are the cat's pajamas.
And
You're the cat's meow.
we're stopping.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.